back with another video. Today is my auntie's birthday. This is one of my favorite aunties. I'm so excited. We going to celebrate with her, me and my mom. And yeah, I'm gonna do a little get ready with me later once we get to the hotel and stuff, and then I'm gonna bring y'all to the party. Period. So I'm gonna pick y'all back up in a little bit.
Yeah, more Sprite, please. Yes, thank you.
Can y'all hear it back there?
Yeah, we can hear it.
So this is the spot. Why are you all the way over there? Where do you want me to be? Over here next to me. I would like to be, my back is towards everybody. So what's the other one? Remember what's the other one? There's another one.
My name is Valerie Marie Riggins. I am Valerie's oldest daughter, for those of you who don't know me. We do have a short program scheduled to help honor my mom first. For me, my dad, and my older sister, we appreciate everyone coming out and celebrating my mom on her 70th birthday. So we have a couple games first. The first game is called Who Knows Best. It's all about an honoree, all about the honoree. So I'll have my sister show. And we have two winners. Nobody raised their hand. Who had 8?
He raised his hand up front.
Yes. What are your 8?
Oh, yeah.
What are your 8?
Uh-oh.
Hello.
You want me to read them?
Hey, baby. How are you? Good. There's Paul.
Oh, it's so puppy.
There's Mommy.
You see the picture?
So actually that's only 2. Okay, so we have 2 winners, 3.
I just thought of something. Why would that ever be a thing? I know, right? I just feel bad.
Diet soft drinks, 1952. And the credit card, 1950. Did anyone get all of them correct? Miss, we have a winner. Someone got all, did he get all 3? She named. On this milestone birthday. I thought about telling you how she is the walking epitome of a virtuous woman, or about how her quiet strength has moved mountains in my life. How she's devoted the best years of her life to being a wife, mother, grandmother, confidant, sister, and friend. But I figure everyone here already knows that, or else you would not be here. So I decided I would use this time to simply say thank you, Mom. Thank you for every tear of mine you wiped, and as the resident family crybaby, we know there were quite a few. Thank you for teaching me that sometimes there is more strength in quiet reserve than boisterous outcry. Thank you for always being an example of a godly woman, both when you knew people were watching and when you didn't. Thank you for bringing me up in church. Young me had no idea how much I would need to lean on that faith as I ventured out into this world on my own. Thank you for always treating me like an individual and giving me the space to make my own mistakes, and for the grace you showed me in spite of them. Thank you for giving me the best childhood possible and for continuing to support and guide me in my adulthood. Thank you for teaching me by example how to be a good mother and wife. Thank you for bailing me out of situations, sometimes literally, that I had no business being in. Thank you for the prayers you prayed that you had no idea were saving my life some days. Thank you for being the best grandmother in the world, even when I made you unwell before you were ready. And most of all, thank you for showing me a love so strong, so unwavering, so unconditional, and so rooted in faith that I can feel it all the way from the other side of the country. It wasn't the case for any of my friends, and I was always having to explain why I'm called by my middle name. At times I wanted my own name, but I eventually grew up and matured. Now I want you to know I couldn't be more honored to be named after you. You are soft-spoken, yet you have such a strong, effortless influence. All the family and friends present here today is just a small representation of the many lives that you have touched. I often hear in the mornings, I want Granny, where's Granny? When the kids first wake up, we're driving them to school and daycare. The boys adore their Granny and all the sweets and snacks that they get from you that they won't get from me. I know my husband is grateful for the mother figure you have been to him. I pray you know how loved you are, not only today, but every day. Thank you for being the most beautiful example of a God-fearing, humble, graceful wife and mother. Happy birthday to Valerie from Valerie with love.
A poem for my grandma on her 70th birthday. Grandma, you're the best, I have to say. You've made my life brighter in every way. I remember cuddling close with you, and Grace the dog, who'd cuddle too. We'd wake up early, just you and me, drinking coffee in the kitchen, feeling so free. The quiet mornings, just the two of us. Those little moments I'll always trust. Teddy the bear, my wrestling champ, you cheered me on, my biggest fan. We'd laugh and play, and have so much fun. You made me feel like I was always number one. After school, every single day, I'd race to your house, no delay. You'd greet me with a hug so tight, and the world felt perfect, everything right. Now I'm in Georgia, miles away, but I think of you every single day. No matter the distance, near or far, you'll always be my shining star. So happy 70th, Grandma, with love so true. I'm lucky to have a grandma like you. I carry your memories, each one so dear, and I'll love you forever, year after year.
And these are the other three, Amari, Khalil, and Kasim. A little too young to read right now. Granny. Okay, so now we'll open the floor up. If anyone has any special memory or words of encouragement, if you could keep it brief to a couple minutes to give anyone who wants to speak an opportunity. But you guys are welcome.
And I didn't jump up here originally because I thought I'm not going to get through this without trying. So I'm going to do my best. But truly, just a dearest friend, and we've become family over the years. We've gone through just about every major life moment you could, some more than once. And I don't know that I could have made it through some of them without her. Truly, my dearest friend. I love her to pieces. And I'm so glad she's here today. Happy birthday.
I'm going to briefly share this. I actually was taking a friend of mine to the airport and had some time, and he wanted to stop at this place on West Saginaw called Roxy's. Some of you probably remember. And this young lady and two of her friends were there, and one of her friends was like chasing this band around, and you know. And so I tried to get her attention, but she ignored me. And yeah, I can't believe it either. So she left, and I followed her out in the hallway, and she still continued, playing, hard to get and all that, And so then somehow, some way, she slipped out of, my view, because I was keeping an eye on her. And by the time I reacquired her, she was heading out the door. And so I said, no, it's not going to go down like this. So she gets in her car and she takes off down Saginaw, going eastbound, and I got my car.
She wasn't getting away. I know that's right.
And he's still driving like that.
Right.
He's driving.
What I had previously
She wasn't getting away.
Some of you know that I retired as a police officer. I had been out of the police academy that long ago, and then also for my qualifying exam, I had to go down to MIS. And my first run wasn't that great. And really to be honest, my second run wasn't that great either. So basically I was down to my third one and I either passed or failed. And if I failed, I no longer had a job. Well, I passed. And so I put those techniques in catching up to this young lady, blowing the horn at her, and finally convincing her to roll her window down at Saginaw and Marshall Street, right there in front of the Armory. And she had the nerve to ask me, what did I want? So anyway, long story short, she finally, decided to, come to her senses. And then I began to take her around my family. And this was the problem. All of my sisters liked her. My sisters didn't like anybody. So she had to go. Because I had already been dealing with 5 against 1. I wasn't going to deal with 6 against 1. But I came to my senses. And for her 70 years, we've been together for 41 of them. And if the Lord blesses us, we'll be together for many, many more. And it was said that, wherever she goes, she never, ever meets a stranger. And I'll close it with this. The other day we were at Kroger, and she goes over and starts to talk with a young man that's shagging carts. And I turn around, and they're racing down the parking lot. They're racing the shopping carts. That's Valerie. And so if you would please, with me, salute her on her 70th birthday.
Nope. Like the dad. Sorry about that. Anyway, I just want to.
It's hard.
Can't hear you.
I can't off the cuff. Blue, you know that. So I had to write it down. Hi everybody, thank you all for coming out tonight to celebrate my birthday. It means so much to me that you thought enough of me to come tonight. I want to thank Edward and our daughters, Valerie and Brianna, for throwing this party for me. They put in a lot of time and effort over a long period of time to do this for me, and I want them to know just how much I appreciate them. I love you. Love you. Some of you come from a long way to be with me tonight, and I want you to know I appreciate that. And I just want to say again, thank you all for coming out. I really appreciate you. Love you all. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Valerie. Happy birthday to you.
If you all will raise your glasses Thank you, and let's toast this young lady, 70 years young. May the Lord continue to bless you. May the Holy Spirit continue to lead you, and may you continue to listen.
Come on. Let's boogie.
They got several ones, don't they? Oh, my bad.
No, you ain't in it. You're not in it.